Okay guys, I am done thinking about these batteries. I am so over trying to figure out how to put these batteries in my boat. I don't even want to talk about them anymore. Not at all. So here is the decision. Here's what I've come up with. First, I'll tell you what I'm not going to do. I'm not going to put them up front on the port side. I'm not going to put them there, mainly because of the run that's necessary. I thought I had it figured by having it run sub deck and then up in here, and the run was not too bad at all. But my major issue is back in there where I have the structure for the deck through that aluminum ladder rung, that aluminum tubing. Well, I think I can get the battery cable through there, and I just think it'll be very tight, squished in there with the fuel lines. Honestly, I don't think it would ever be an issue, but I'd just rather not even think about it. I don't ever want to be concerned about battery cables wearing through along with fuel lines in there. So I just don't even want to consider that. I don't have any space sub deck really to run any kind of PVC conduit or tubing or anything. The way the structure is, I just can't run it. So that idea is out. So basically anything running sub deck up front is out. To run from the engine up all the way around, back down 25 feet. I'm just not feeling real good about that either. That's just so far. My initial thought was that it was closer to 20. Now I'm just, I mean, when you talk round trip, that's 50 feet of cable, and I just don't want to do that either. Much as I like this space, as much as I appreciate the idea of offsetting the weight of the captain steering the boat, it's just not going to work. The idea of putting them at the transom side at the stern is not a bad one, but as I talked about before, the batteries are just too big to install on the deck down there. Putting them up high causes problems. You can see I got bolts sticking out. Of course, the transom sitting at an angle. So to get the battery sitting flat, I would have to make an install some sort of bracket that evens it out a little bit. I still have a bunch of rigging that needs to go back there, including through bolts and all sorts of things that will bolt up my swim platform on the back. Aside from that, I would really rather not put the batteries, install the batteries high up on the transom. There are pros and cons certainly, but in my mind more cons than pros. So I have come full circle again for probably, I don't know, 20th time, something like that. And so the batteries are going to go here in front of the engine. That's where they're going to go. And I'm going to build the doghouse out to about here. And then there'll be this kind of this bump out piece and house the batteries. I'll put rod holders along each side. And then I'll have a removable pad here, a cushion that I can pop up. And that'll give me access to the rod holders. And then when I got folks in the boat, I'll put the cushion on and they can sit and chill and go for a nice boat ride. I know the cons involved is that this ends up being a little bit of a longer narrow space in here, getting back to the stern. But honestly, it's to me it's not all that bad, and you can see I have a huge amount of space from the corner, what would be the corner of the doghouse, up to the corner of the seat boxes there. That's plenty of space in my mind to be able to get in and out of here. The pros, obviously my battery cable's super short run, so that's awesome. I get another seat, so that's awesome, and I get some rod holders, which I certainly appreciate. So my thoughts on the design of the doghouse would be that the whole entire doghouse, I think I'm going to put on some good quality rolling wheels of some sort, and I'll have it latch maybe along the floor in a couple spaces, along the deck in a couple spaces, and then a couple points at the transom. I can just latch it on there, hold it snug. And when I need it out, I can unlatch and just roll the whole doghouse out to access the engine. Should be pretty rare that I would need to do that. So my thought is about halfway up at this level, going all the way back. It'll be there'll be this whole top section will just kind of rock out. I'll hinge it with a nice piano hinge here, stainless steel piano hinge, and just tip the whole thing out, and I can access the top of the engine or vent it or whatever I want to do at that point. That's where they're going. I'm done talking about it. I'm done thinking about it. Holy smokes, that was a hard decision. That is ridiculous, man. But it's done now. It's over. I'm just not even going to talk about it anymore. Hope you all have a good one. See ya.